And we're back on Flash.
No, sir.
So today's top 5 is the top 5 Schwarzenegger movies.
I know, right?
Predator.
Get to the chopper.
The Predator is out in theaters, and we wanted to revisit some old Arnold movies, or flat out just Arnold in general. Never done any Arnold. No icons. We have not done any icons as far as top 5. He should be the first one.
We did Rock.
No, I mean like old school icons.
Oh, okay.
Rock's kind of new stuff.
Yeah, okay.
And who gave Rock the baton at the rundown?
It
was Arnold.
It was.
So let's get to it. Terrence, go first.
All right. I love Arnold Schwarzenegger. I mean, not my Ryan Reynolds, but I love Arnold Schwarzenegger. And I love this movie's great. And this was a very, very hard thing. And it was like there was a lot of movies that are near and dear to my heart that I wanted to put in my top 5 list that I was trying to force into my top 5 list, but I did not want to hear you guys' mouths. So I stuck with what actually are the best films for Arnold Schwarzenegger.
I just hope that we don't have the same.
Well, we probably are going to have some ones that are similar, and I wanted to make it different because I was going to add in a bunch of other ones, but I couldn't in good faith do it.
As long as Jingle All the Way is 9.
All right, shut up. So, number 5! I'm going to go Commando. I mean,
Commando.
I do go Commando all the time, but...
I'm Commando right now.
For this list, number 5 is going to be Commando. I love Commando so much, and it was basically an endless body count. I mean, it was like he had a bunch of one-liners, and he was like, Sally, remember when I told you I was going to kill you last?
I lied.
It was the best line ever. And then, like, he took on, like, a whole, what was it? What country were they in? Nobody knows because it was just unnamed southern country. And he was in there and basically had 2 guns, and he just leveled them all, even though everybody had their own individual gun, and anybody at any particular time could have killed him from a distance.
Yeah, young Alyssa Milano.
Yeah, young Alyssa Milano. It was an interracial relationship. I can't remember the chick's name, but
Ray Don Sean.
She was really, really hot for me. She was hot for me. She was really hot to me when I was a kid. And it's like, so they got together, and it became like this whole weird interracial family at the very end of the movie.
And Michael B. Jordan.
And they'd known each other for like 2 days, and I loved every minute of how unrealistic this film was.
Okay.
Number 4! I feel like I was going on too long on that. Alright, so number 4, I'm going to go Running Man.
Running Man, okay.
The Running Man. I love The Running Man. I love the game show aspect to it. I love the fact that it was based on a Stephen King book, even though it was loosely based on a Stephen King book, because me and my daughter actually read the Stephen King Running Man. Nothing like the movie. Nothing like the movie at all. And I'm glad that I actually saw the movie because the book was not good. Sorry, Stephen. But the movie was great. It got us with Jesse Ventura for the 2nd time with Arnold Schwarzenegger, and that's
not a better role though.
That's a foreshadow. No, you didn't like him, Matt?
Compared to Blaine? No.
Oh, come on. He had a bigger role in this film.
But Blaine left more impact.
This is great. He was like, let's go out there and just jump. We should do it old school. Come on, man. Jesse Ventura was great in this film. Arnold Schwarzenegger was great in this film. And it was like, once again, the one-liners. By the way, that's going to be a theme of my list. Every movie has a bunch of one-liners.
Very true. 80s Arnold did have a lot of...
There was the king of one-liners right there. But the film was fun. It was great. It was creative for when it came out this time. It was like, I don't remember anything else coming out like that. And now we see films like that going forward. This started it. It was fun. Iconic movie to me. All right.
Number 3!
All right, so as a toss-up on this one, I almost put something else, and it didn't make my top 5, and I feel a little hard that it didn't make my top 5 because I put Commando in. But number 3 is going to be Conan the Barbarian.
The first one?
The first one. Not Destroyer. Nobody picks Destroyer.
I like Destroyer.
Destroyer's okay, but Conan the Barbarian is the greatest thing in the world when he was like, Conan, what's best in life? Remember that?
No.
Never mind.
The best thing of that movie, besides James Earl Jones, is the big snake, when he fought the big snake.
Yeah, it was cool.
Yeah, and when he tears up Valeria, that was awesome.
That too.
Anyway.
The fight scenes were gory.
Yes, they were.
And like this, something a little kid should not be watching because it was really, 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 really rated R. Not like kind of rated R. This movie was really, really rated R.
I think that's probably why people dislike Momoa's version so bad.
Because that's what they softened them out to make it appeal to a more audience.
So Destroyer.
Just like the same thing they did with RoboCop.
With Conan Destroyer.
Yeah, so... Basically. So this movie was violent, it was barbarian, it was fantasy, and it was great. And it was like, if you saw Arnold Schwarzenegger, you were like, that dude should be like back in BC, like ripping people to shreds with a sword. And you got to see him on film do it.
All right. Number two.
I mean, it's easy. Come on. Predator. I mean, still, Jesse Ventura had a better role and Running Man, but I love his role in there. Carl Weathers and Arnold Schwarzenegger, the best bro handshake ever. Best bro handshake ever. It's weird that movie's remembered for that damn handshake. But just the simple fact that like you got to see a villain that you couldn't see that was hunting man. That was amazing before we got like surviving the game and Hard Target and stuff like that.
That was a good movie though.
Before we got like where we actually got to hunt people and it was like this movie kind of started it all. And Arnold Schwarzenegger sold us with his bad Austrian accent and as he was a military person, I don't know how he would have enlisted in the military, but that's cool. But that's really cool. It was like we bought it. It was like it was adrenaline, it was testosterone, it was action, it was sci-fi.
I was sweating watching them.
Yeah, watching them in the jungle was sweating. It was a fun fact with the movie. They said that the guys were so they wanted to make sure that they were in shape and everything, and they became so tight that they worked out on set together. They worked out after hours. Like they did everything because they wanted to make sure that they were like amazing on screen. So this is where 300 got it from, was from Predator.
Cool.
All right, so
number one.
Why it's Terminator 2. Come on.
Of course it is.
Terminator 2. It actually surpassed what the original one does, which most sequels can't do.
That's
this
true.
one definitely does it. If you think about a Terminator film, you automatically go to 2 and not to 1.
And that's very true.
1's a really good movie, but 2 is an amazing movie. I mean, it's part of like pop culture. It's part of sci-fi history. It's part of what we think of killer androids would be or killer robots would be whenever Skynet actually really does take over Apple. This is what's gonna happen. You know, an Austrian guy's gonna come out there and murder you in your sleep.
Wait, where's Robert Patrick?
Yeah, whatever. So, alright, Robert Patrick's gonna come out there from True Blood and murder you in your sleep. But also too, I mean, Lyndall Hamilton we got from this film. And it's like, so we got Lyndall Hamilton, we got Robert Patrick, we got Arnold Schwarzenegger doing better in his role altogether. Special effects from James Cameron. He
took it to another level.
Yeah, exactly. Things that he did in that film, they still try to do nowadays. They can't get right. So I mean, the movie was great. Everything was great. You know, John Connor wasn't the best part of the movie. Sorry.
All right then. My number 5 is Red Heat. Starts with Red Heat.
I hate you.
I love Red Heat.
I hate you because I had a conversation with him about Red Heat and how I remember the little tagline before the movie came out on TV.
Jim Belushi,
Arnold Schwarzenegger. Red
Heat. Hey, but they were great together. It was directed by Walter Hill, who did 48 Hours. So you got a lot of a lot of the same kind of tone that you had from 48 Hours. Right. You got that in Red Heat.
Yeah, it was like two guys who have to be forced together to be partners that don't really like each other, stuff like that.
And then you got you want to talk one-liners? There's a lot on there.
No, I was like the end of that movie where like they exchange watches and stuff like that. And he was like, "This is fake."
No, when he tells the dude, he goes, "You look like Marvin Hagler. I lost money on Hagler." It was great. Belushi was awesome. I love that movie. Number 5. Number 4 is also The Running Man, and them having that game show concept where they're fighting for real.
Yes.
Was just it was an original concept, and them bringing Richard Dawson from The Feud.
That's what made it amazing.
It made it that much better.
Because you figured if anybody was gonna host that show, it would be him.
Yeah. Now the thing that this movie gets a lot of crap for is the video files that they show. In the beginning, it's "I will not fire on innocent people."
They re-edited it.
And then at the end, it's "I will not fire on innocent human beings." Like he says it like completely two different.
Dude, Adobe Premiere and Photoshop in the future are gonna be amazing where they can just change words.
Either way,
this stuff right now where like you can take images of people and stitch it together and make video and have them.
Yeah, we're in trouble.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah, we're in trouble. But anyway,
real stuff.
But overall, the premise was great. It had a really good cast. You had you had, obviously have Arnold, but you had Maria Conchita-Alonso, Jesse Ventura, Richard Dawson, Yaphet Kotto, who's actually in he's in Alien 1. He was in there too, the brother in there, that he was thrown in there, like, what'd I do?
Just thrown in there. Just thrown in there to die. It was like that nigga gave him too tight of a skin tight outfit.
Exactly.
Like,
and you know what?
It's like the thing that tell bro, like, I was like, man, we gonna do a movie. You gonna be in a skin tight outfit. You might want to work out a few weeks before we shoot. He was like, nah, I'm good. I'd have had like 3 or 4 sandwiches before I came out here. A couple of beers. Oh, I'm good.
And I wanted that outfit.
You wanted that gold outfit?
No, I just the skin tight.
The skin tight.
Yeah, I wanted those outfits. I wanted one. Why not? All right, number 3. And this is the one you're gonna give me crap for. True Lies. I freaking love True Lies.
True Lies too, but it just couldn't make my top 5.
I love Conan. I do love Conan the Barbarian. But True Lies was such a fun movie. It was fun. You had the action, you had the romance, and you had the comedy. And Cameron.
And you had Jamie Lee Curtis.
And you had Jamie Lee Curtis.
Lingerie.
Exactly. And the way James Cameron freaking combined everything, and casting Tom Arnold, I thought was an underrated move.
That is the only movie that Tom Arnold.
That is the only. Yes, he was. You're right. It is. Like The Stupids. Oh, that was awful. But anyway, but yeah, but the way they played off each other, they were just you could just tell they were like
they're the best chemistry. That actually showed you that Arnold Schwarzenegger could do comedy. It was like we got Twins, we got Kindergarten Cop, but when he got to doing
True Lies.
Thank you. I couldn't get the words out right now. When he got to doing True Lies, he had perfected it. He was like, it was like seeing like when you saw. I'm gonna say like it's seeing like when The Rock did it. It was like no, because he did it first. But it was like, that transition where you just keep seeing somebody do comedy better and better and better.
Yeah.
And it was like you just saw that he was getting better at comedy. I was like, I don't know why he stopped.
We got older and he was the governor and screwed it all up. So one thing about Arnold, man, I gotta give him. Alyssa Milano was his daughter and Eliza Dushku was his daughter in True Lies. So good job, Arnold.
You know how to cast him.
Either way,
you do is get to Dario.
And The Rock beat him to it.
He did.
But kudos to Cameron. It was just an awesome. Whole movie was great. But the death of the main bad guy was awesome too. Shoot. Well, I won't mess it up. If you ain't seen it by now, if you haven't seen True Lies, no. But the way the main bad guy gets it was like so freaking original. I loved it. And shout out to Tia Carrera.
Oh yeah.
Shout out to Tia Carrera. All right. Number 2 is Predator also.
Of course.
Just from beginning to end, it's just nonstop like entertainment through the whole freaking thing. You got a lot of suspense, you got a lot of horror, you got some really hardcore kills, especially the
everything was so gruesome. I talked about how gruesome Conan was. It was like basically skinning people alive.
Yeah, and you got that, and then you got the Bill Duke kill when he has the 3 dots on his head.
I see you.
And the
I see you.
And the blood just splatters all over the camera. It was awesome, man.
John Claude, why don't you turn this movie down?
And that was the fun fact I was gonna say. No, we've talked about this before, but yeah, John Claude Van Damme was actually the Predator, but too short. But he wanted to be seen. That was his biggest thing. But he was too short anyway.
Take the mask off and do his French accent from space.
He wanted to be Topher Grace before Topher Grace. Thank God for Kevin Peter Hall playing the Predator. It was awesome. Number 1 was Junior. Terminator 2 Judgment Day all day. Terminator 2 Judgment Day is one of the best sequels ever made. It ranks up there with Empire Strikes Back, Aliens, The Dark Knight, and it ranks up there with some of the best second sequels ever. And Cameron took what he had already started with part 1, kind of cleaned it up, because if you really look back at part 1, it's kind of really fake. There's a lot of fake shit.
He had a little budget. It was like, okay, that movie did well. They were like, here you go, James.
Right,
and that's a good movie.
Exactly, and that is it almost just looked like they just gave him a big freaking bigger sandbox to play with, and he went for it, just exactly how he did Aliens. Coincidentally, Aliens.
The first movie versus the second movie.
And he did both of those.
Here you go, make was an aliens movie.
So Cameron, man.
Top 5 James Cameron movies.
Top 5 James Cameron. Let's do it. But yeah, definitely just one of the best.
Honorable mentions.
Honorable mentions.
Right.
You go first.
All right, I got Last Action Hero. Because I
hated that damn movie.
I love that movie.
I hate that movie.
That movie is great.
We will never do You Don't Hate on that one.
When I was a kid, I loved that movie so much. I probably watched it about 20 times when it came out on video. Other movie that I have on here is he's gonna hate this one too. Jingle All the Way.
I can't stand that movie. I hate that movie.
Again, Arnold in his groove of comedy, him being a dad, being a father, trying to get a toy for his son, and going through all this stuff.
For Anakin.
Sinbad is the best Sinbad movie. Best Sinbad.
That's House Guest.
No. Sinbad and Jingle All the Way is
House Guest is the best Sinbad movie ever.
And my last one is I don't know how it didn't make my top 5. I felt really hard about this one, but I had to knock it out, and it was Total Recall.
Total Recall is great. All right, so I got Conan, both of them. Mm-hmm. Commando. That one was the hard one between Commando and The Running Man. That one was really hard, but I think just the one man versus everything I had already seen him do. The Running Man, I'd never seen him do.
I just saw like Commando was just so a part of me, and I could not put them in.
I don't blame you. Well, that's what I feel about True Lies.
Yeah.
So Twins, I thought him with Danny was awesome. Kindergarten Cop, he was great.
I remember one line from Kindergarten Cop, the tumor line.
The tumor line, and the boys have a penis, girls have a vagina. Miko Hughes from Pet Sematary.
It didn't have the impact on me like it should have had. Twins was better.
Total Recall was Paul Verhoeven. Had just did RoboCop.
Top 5
or he did.
Movie.
Yeah, that's a definitely. But I think that was after RoboCop, and he had a lot of the same tone that he had from RoboCop.
So he did RoboCop, he did Total Recall, and then he did Starship Troopers.
Starship Troopers, yeah. And I think you can see a lot of Total Recall Starship if you really pay attention to it.
They all have the same theme.
Yeah, and I think that a lot of the characters that are around, especially the Martians and all that, I love the whole set. I love the set pieces. I love a lot of the creatures.
Screw it up! Cover!
Dang you! But they had kind of Kate Beckinsale, so I'll take that.
They did, but
so,
yeah. We're not going to Mars.
So that was.
Just like he feels about the stupid hand in RoboCop, I feel about not going to Mars and Total Recall ruined that remake.
Terrence, take us home.
I can vent all day. But I'm not.
I can vent all day about Halloween 2.
Shut up!
And that's the worst movie ever made.
But if you guys are here, as we always like to do, is hear about you guys' top 5 lists. If you want to, put together our list and make one complete super top 5 list, you certainly can, Chris. But if not, if you guys have some ones that we maybe didn't mention that mean more to you than maybe it meant to us, or maybe have more of a bigger impact on you, please put it in the comments below, because I'd love to read it, because I like reading lists, especially if it's something I haven't seen before. Also, too, if this is the first time on your channel, first time on the channel, make sure you subscribe and click the notification bell, so that way you're aware of all the other videos that we do, because we do some gross show called WTF, and you obviously don't want to miss it because of the people still watching stuff. But also, too, we have a Patreon, so if you want to help the channel get better, anything that you guys can donate to us with $1 on up, we have plenty of prizes for our donations. Patreon.com/thegoods.
We're very broke.
We're very broke. For the camera. On our way.
For Art, wherever the hell he's at, and Aspen on the side here doing nothing, I'm Manny.
I'm Terrence.
And we'll see you next time. 2, 1. There you go. I got it.
Hey, we do it again.
All right.
All flash. No substance.
3, 2.
And today's top 5.
3, 2. I got it.
Can Terrence be both people? Gosh.
I know, right?
Such a crap.
I do all the work around here.